Nobody's up in here yet. Hope you guys had a great 4th. I've been trying to check out new ponds, but I was a little bit laggy this morning. Didn't get up off of my ass and get my ass out of bed. So we're gonna be out here in the backyard pond using KISS method, and the KISS method of fishing is no, I'm not gonna pucker up with some fish. I'm just gonna keep it simple, stupid. Uh, that's the plan. Got a couple rods. Got one. I'm gonna just throw out some power bait. Got another one. I'm just gonna go off the top with the bobber and some worms. And sit down in that lawn chair and drink some coffee and just have a pretty relaxed morning here on the pond. We got, what do we got? Glitter natural scent. What's a natural scent? What does natural scent smell like? Water? What's a natural water scent? Water and algae? I don't know. But we got some multicolored glitter trout bait. I'm gonna throw a little bit on there. I definitely wouldn't say my pond is known for trout, because I know it's never been stocked. There might be some. I don't think there's any wild brooks. I went out looking for brook trout yesterday, and that was a complete failure. I can't say complete failure because I had a great time, honestly. You know, we're gonna get these rods baited up, thrown out. Isn't it beautiful? There's some weeds, so I got a pretty big slip. Oh, yeah, he ain't gonna stay put. So I guess we're just going 6 inches off the bottom or so. I'm not too optimistic about the trout. I was told they stocked it in the 90s to help reduce the mosquito population, but that might be cap. I don't know. I don't know that to be true. If I wake up a little bit, I'll probably throw around the speed worm and pick up bass. But right now we're just bobbering a worm, sitting in a lawn chair, drinking some coffee. What do you guys think of the new pirate flag? How many else? How many other people are going live? 6:30 on a Saturday. Not gonna lie, I feel a little bit. It seems like things kind of like turn around as you age. In your 20s, you're just like dead for work on Monday, partying all weekend. And when you get a little bit older, you're fresh. You're fresh and ready to work on Monday mornings, going in wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. And then by Friday, you're just kind of dragging. Does that mean when I'm like 50 plus, I'm just gonna be good for like 4 hours in the morning and then that's it? 4 hours every morning for 3 days a week? And of course, we just cast it out right over our other line. Let's see if we can miss it. Oh, yay. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July. Hopefully you have your fingers and toes, same amount that you started with. I'll slip you around so you guys can at least stare at the pond instead of my ugly, uncaffeinated ass. Got our weird animals wearing clothes cups, because that seems to be my thing. And French Bulldog today. I don't know too much about them, but you know, I got my GoPro on my laptop, and I think if I'm in the backyard, I'll have enough Wi-Fi to actually make it look better. But right now, I'm just on my phone, and it's working okay. Hey, good morning. If you're just getting here, hope you had a great 4th. Uh, bear with me. I'd say bear with me, but nobody's in here. So it's, if you're watching this after the fact, you get to watch me play with the camera. Maybe going live at 6 o'clock on a Saturday isn't the best timing. Whoa, who's ready for a close up? Can you shave? Yes, sir. You know, it's been a pretty good week. I'll move you guys around a little bit. bullfrogs chirping in the background. Chirping? Do bullfrogs chirp? I don't know. I don't know if they chirp or if they ribbit. But, hopefully, honestly, hopefully nothing bites and I can get some coffee in me, you know? Pretty good week this week. We went out and set a new PB. I didn't find it. I drive by it all the time. It's oh, there's a bite. Play with me, fish. Fished a couple new ponds. Missed a huge trout. There's a canal that I live next to. Planted trout. The HOA puts them in there. And I was up on the bridge. And I didn't have enough reel. I was just on a ultralight combo. And I couldn't get him up. I was up on the bridge about 10 feet. Hey, if you're just getting here, good morning. Just doing a keep it simple, stupid method of fishing. Oh. Something's playing with me. My guess it's a yellow perch, but we'll see. Anyways, couldn't get this fish up because I just didn't have the reel string. Missed him, but you can keep trying. Yeah, I couldn't get him up. Couldn't get it up. I guess it's a problem for lots of guys with my age. But I mean, he was big. He was easily, you know, you can say whatever you want on YouTube, but this thing was probably 24 inches, a couple pounds, which is a big trout, and I wasn't expecting it. I was just thinking a little, 6-inch plant, but that was a monster. I like to get back over there and get after him, I ended up having a bit of a come up. There was a yard sale yesterday. One of my neighbors, and they owned a fishing store. And there was just a bunch of trout gear. And hey, good morning. Thanks for the like. And hope you had a good 4th. Anyways, at this yard sale, there was just like tons of trout gear. They had owned a store. The store went out of business, so they were discounting all the stuff. Like, hey, barbecue pickles. How we doing, buddy? Hope you had a good 4th. We're just keeping it simple, stupid. Kiss method of fishing. I was gonna get up and go somewhere, but I didn't drag my butt out of bed until until it was time to be live. So we're just out in the backyard pond, having a good time. I got some power bait out, and I got some a worm, a bobber, drinking some coffee. If I'll wake up a little bit, then maybe I'll throw a speed worm. But no, yeah, this this yard sale had like tons of fishing gear, and I mean, just tons of like little rooster tails and tiger tails, just all these mainly trout stuff and some kokanee lures. I made a short about it. You can check it out. And I spent like $1.50 and got probably, I don't know, 50. No, that's an exaggeration. Like $20 worth of gear. But I didn't buy a whole lot because I don't want to store it. To be honest, and if I'm not gonna use it, and somebody else is big into trout, like let them use it. You know what I mean? Give the next guy kind of a chance. I don't want to buy something up just because it's a good deal. If I'm not gonna use it, no point getting it. getting bites, just little tink, tink, nothing hooking up yet, but it's one of those mornings where, like, if it bites, it bites. If not, I get to drink some coffee, listen to the birds, procrastinate doing yard work. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Hope you're having a good morning. How was your fourth? We're just out here. Shout out to the three people up in here. We're out in the backyard pond, keeping it simple. I was gonna go somewhere new, but no cap, I just got my ass out of bed like 15 minutes ago. So we're out in the backyard. We got a worm with the bobber. We got some power bait off the bottom. Drinking some coffee, just kind of waking up. Might throw a speed worm around here in a bit. Bought a new topwater popper, $15 Rapella, and it's probably the most expensive lure I've ever bought. No, that's not true. You get into some of that salmon gear, and it can be pretty pricey, but definitely the most expensive bass lure I've ever bought. So I might throw him around if I find the motivation. What kind of rod? Oh, you got custom, so it's like a brand. What kind of fishing you into, Mike? Into like bass, trout? You guys can't see it, but there's a little 14-foot John boat in my way, but bad news is it's hard to catch fish without a worm or bait. I guess if you're a real sportman, you don't use bait, you just wait for the hook, right? Yeah, that's kind of me too. I'm into most everything except for fly fishing. Fly fishing is a bit out of my wheelhouse. I'm not saying I'm not into it, I'm just saying I haven't gotten into it yet, you know? And we'll get there. We got the rod, we got the gear to do it, but you know, I'm not into these planted trout. A lot of times they're just terribly mushy. Don't get me wrong, I'll go get them, but I don't. And they're fun to catch. Everything's fun to catch. But, sorry, I gotta get up for a sec. That's the neighbor kid. That's true, Pickles. Ultralight fishing rod will make a 6-pound perch feel like a 15-pound salmon, right? I missed a massive trout the other day. I was on a bridge, and if you were in the live, I guess I'll keep it short, but he was probably 2-3 pound trout. I didn't think there was anything that big in there. Yeah, I've heard of creek life. It's a pretty good. What I've heard good things. I don't know. I've never thrown it. Haven't used it. Haven't felt it. But I rarely buy new rods. Most of my stuff I got kind of inherited from different people, and that's not true. A lot of my saltwater gear is pretty new. Like I got some nice Daiwa and Umakwa rods. Those are kind of my go-to brands for salt. And that's the main fishing out where I'm at. I mean, but I don't know why it's got to be. We got tons of lakes and ponds and stuff, so hard to expensive. It gets expensive to do it all. Saltwater gets pretty pricey too. But that's it. So, Mike, where are you from? Where are you fishing at? Yeah, I know. I just spent like I'll show you guys. Got a Rapella Skeeter Pop is what it's called. I don't know. It might be upside down for you guys. I don't know if YouTube fixes it or not. But this little bad boy was like 15 bucks, 14 something. And I know you can find it cheaper online for sure, but I was at the store and I wanted it. Florida is nice from what I hear. I've never been. Did we already have this conversation? Didn't I already ask you this? Told you about my boy who lives in Pensacola? And you said I should take a Florida vacation? Alright, my bad. It's early, bro. It's early out here on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some coffee in me and I won't ask such stupid questions. I probably still will. It's just who I am. Bro, I would melt. I would melt in Florida. It got up to like 64 yesterday, and I'm like walking around in a t-shirt and shorts, and I'm like, whoa, yeah, but I gotta talk less and pay attention to my bobber. Oh, missed him. You guys are terribly distracting. In a good way, though. Thanks for taking the time. Have a Monday. See, bro, I can fuck with the low 80s. Like, that's not too bad. Anything north of 80, though, that's when it's just like, no thanks. But I'm so declimatized. We haven't had, I think we had one day, and I said I think. I can't even remember the last time it was above 70 degrees. We got this marine layer in the morning, and sometimes it burns off, sometimes it doesn't. I need to cut some of these bushes down on the bank. I just haven't got to it. I got a laundry list of crud to do today, but it's later. You know what I'm saying? Right now I'm fishing. Yeah, that's one thing I'm not too stoked about Florida would be hurricanes. We don't have hurricanes, or I mean, the biggest threat we have here is tsunamis. I live in a tsunami like flood zone with the Cascadia Fault. So like a 7-point earthquake and a 25-foot wave, and I'm underwater. But you know, that's the chances you take anywhere. You know, you guys think I could ride out a tsunami in a John boat? Tell you what, if there's ever a tsunami, I'll live stream from the John boat. Yeah, it's just one of those things, you know. Weather events wherever you live. Throughout, it's already tangled. Might as well try to straighten it out and fish it right. got a package from, oh, it was a mix between Temu and Amazon. You know, a lot of these channels just do these like Temu challenges or whatever. And I'm like, why do I want to buy a bunch of cheap crap that I'm only going to use one time? I already have a ton of stuff. Like, why buy stuff just to buy stuff? It's not that I'm overly cheap. I mean, I don't mind spending money on things I need, but it's never going to be for a, a Temu video or a fishing challenge, you know? Anyways, got a new ultralight tent and some ultralight gear. Planning on doing alright, so like I've only solo camped like a couple times. Normally when I camp it's at like a grounds and there's like a pool and a shower and all kinds of stuff. And it's always with somebody, usually family or friends. So I haven't had the chance to get out and do a bunch of solo camping. One time I live on a golf course, kind of. It's that way, and I can take my boat and get up behind it into the wooded area. So I kind of snuck back there and camped for, I'd say 24 hours, but it was more like 12. You know what I'm saying? Just an overnight, and I had a good time. But that was my own turf. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping to get out and do some hiking and solo camp, but I'm waiting on a couple different things. Uh, you know, I'm less worried about. Well, I am a little worried about big cats. Basically, we got cougars and mountain lions where I live, and we also got a small bear population. I'm less worried about bears, more worried about big cats. They'll jack you up. So I'm waiting on a new pew pew. Right now I just got a Glock 19. Well, I got a Kimber. I got a few guns. I got a Kimber 45, which I think would handle a mountain lion pretty good. But I got a new 10 millimeter. I'm gonna bring for tweaker and bear defense. You know what I mean? Bears are pretty predictable. Like I got some mace. They'll probably run away. But I think I'm gonna switch from the 45 to the 10 mil. And I'm also waiting on the sheriff department to get me my concealed carry. Washington State's great. You can slap anything on your wrist, walk around. Not a big deal. But the problem with that is like the state's really mixed. Some people are just like, oh, okay, that dude's got a gun, no problem. It's like super. They've been around guns their whole lives. The other half of the state is like, oh my god, that guy has a gun. And I'd rather be able to conceal and not have to advertise as much, you know. Getting bites, they're just toying with it. If you're just getting here, hope you had a great Thursday. We're keeping it simple, stupid in the backyard, hence the KISS method of fishing. Got a bobber, worm. If I'm just lurking in your guys' background, sorry to repeat myself. I'm just trying to engage with the new guys, trying to grow the audience. I really like this. You know, yeah, Florida is like I think second to Texas in the world of guns. But you know, here in the Pacific Northwest, they say, like I said, it's so divided because you come out here to the rural areas, and it's a different value set. You know, we all carry guns, and we're into hunting and fishing and nature. A bunch, it's that kind of blue collarish. But you hit up those major cities that control the vote because of the population, and they're all, liberal art students voting for, doesn't matter who they vote for. Their beliefs are typically different than the vast majority of the people, but since the population's denser, we kind of, like Seattle is used to be a beautiful city. Seattle used to be great, man. Like you can go there and check out Pike Place Market and watch people throw salmon and go on ferry rides and shit. That's a fish. That was a fish I missed. Damn, he probably got my bait though. Maybe is he still there? Nope. And Seattle used to be beautiful, and any big city, you're gonna have crime, you're gonna have poverty, you're gonna have drug use. So I'm not saying it's particularly bad in Seattle, but Seattle destroyed the middle class. It used to be you could rent an apartment for, 500-600 bucks a month, and if you're a working person, you could afford your rent and maybe a car. But cost of living just got crazy. It just, apartments are $300 a month now, and got him, missed him. So the cost of living went way up. Oh, I'm in a hot spot. I'm getting played with. I just can't connect. Hey, if you're new here, welcome. Drop a comment. Hang out for a bit. We're just trying to rip some nips in the backyard. Keeping it simple today. Got a bobber and a worm. My suspect is yellow perch. But we might be into some bluegill or brim as well. I think I was currently complaining about blue-haired feminist women in the Pacific Northwest. Or possibly the cost of living, but it is what it is. Might get up and throw that speed worm around before it gets too much later in the day. I like catching those bass. I don't like eating them, but I like catching them. And here, fishy, fishy, fishy. We had a duck give birth earlier this spring, and she had six little ducks, and there's only 4 of them left. But I guess they hang out a little bit longer. We also got Canadians that kind of hang out. Canadian, not like hosers or like Canadian geese. And they come back every year, and I've decided to name them Fred and Wilma. And they had two little goslings, and none of them made it. We got a lot of predators on the pond. We got abundance of bald eagles, osprey, and all kinds of things that'll eat baby geese. But they'll typically, I don't know how much you care about Canadian geese habits, but they come back every year, same spot. There's a nesting box right over there that I built for them. And my neighbor right over there, Dave, great guy, he feeds them. So they come back every year, have some babies, raise the babies until they fly. and then they typically head out. But I'm waking up. I think I'm gonna grab my bait caster, throw a worm around, speed worm. You know, I was getting tons of bites on the bobber, and then all of a sudden it just turned off. I lied. I'm not ready to get off my butt yet. Ah, keep getting robbed. You know, something. Just barely packing my worm. If you're just getting here, hey, thanks for checking us out. Live fishing every day, 6:30. Today we're just keeping it simple. A worm and a bobber in the backyard. Pretty early here on the West Coast on a Saturday, so trying to drink some coffee, wake up a little. Once I get up, maybe I'll throw the speed worm around, look for some bass. But right now, it's just either brim or yellow perch on a bobber. Thanks for taking the time to check it out. If you want to drop into the chat and say hi, that'd be cool. You know, it feels like people have the attention span of Cocker Spaniels, but I guess this isn't. They are, and I got pretty small hooks, but if they just nibble it, I can sometimes see the bobber moving. I can always see the bobber moving, but doesn't mean I can hook into the fish, you know? I got some power bait on the bottom somewhere. I think I should have gone worm off the bottom, because I don't know how many I don't know how many how many trout are out there. You hear rumors that the pond was stocked in the 90s. In Washington State, if there was a pond over 3 acres, they had to stock it with fish to help control. I don't know. I want to say it's a 4, but it might be a 6. I think it's a 6. I don't know. They're tiny, man. Tiny, tiny. But yeah, like I was saying, in Washington State, any body of water over like 3 or 4 acres, and they stocked them with fish, whether it be sunfish, bluegill, or trout, to help control the mosquito population. Wait for it. There it is. Ah, son of a bitch, fucking with me. Sorry for the foul language. Hopefully you guys don't have kids watching. The way he's biting, it's pretty aggressive. Makes me think it's a perch. Some of them perch get pretty aggressive when they eat. Some of the smaller fish, like the sunfish or bluegill, will kind of toy with me. Let's see if I got any worm left. This hook's actually getting pretty bent up. I might, that could be why I'm failing to connect. I might have to get up off my butt and go tie a new one. Just kidding, I think I'm using a pre-tied. I bought this thing called the iBobber, and it's like a sonar, and it'll tell you if there's like, it's just like a bobber, and connects to an app on your phone, and it tells you if there's any fish in the area, how deep the water is, water temperature. I don't know how reliable it is. I can't. It was like 80 something bucks, so I can't imagine it being too reliable. I use it occasionally, but it's just extra. You know what I mean? And it drains my phone battery. Hey, if you're just getting here, hope you had a good 4th. Live fishing from the backyard pond. Jump into chat. We're just shooting the shit. You guys think it's my face? It's my face that scares people off. Hey, if you're just getting here, hope you had a good 4th. Jump in the chat. We're just hanging out, hoping to rip some lips. I'm getting a bite right now, but I'm busy paying attention to chat. Back. Yeah. All right. These sterling. I like nature, right? Don't get me wrong. Like I love being outside, obviously. But we got these sterlings that build their nests usually close to the lake, and there's some big ass bald eagles. I don't know if you guys can see them. Probably not. Oh man, 2 big old bald eagles fly by. If I'm ever quicker with the camera, you would have seen them. But anyway, speaking of birds, we got these starlings, and they're trying to build a nest in my carport, and they make a terrible mess. And we gotta talk in hushed tones for a minute, so I'll move a little closer. My neighbor, nicest lady. We're pretty close, but she likes them. She likes the birds, and she lets them build nests in her carport. And her whole carport is just covered in bird shit. And I'm just like, I'm not trying to do all that. But these starlings are pretty persistent. Like, I gotta go spray off the. It's 2 different types of birds, the starlings and the sparrows, and they're both pretty persistent once they try to start building their nest. Yeah, yeah. Uh, on the pond here, like I said, we got lots of predators, especially bald eagles. On the beach, they're everywhere. Lately, we've been having these big red turkey vultures hang out. And, the beach is just like a buffet for them. They can go down there and pick out, crab or whatever washes up. There he is. Oh, I didn't have my slack out. That was like a whole bobber down. Did it again. We also get like blue herring, and they're pretty cool. The only birds I don't much care for is cormorants. We had a real problem with cormorants. And I don't know if you guys know what those are, but they're a predatory bird. that eat fish, and they will completely wipe out a uh, a fish population. Fish on, baby. Chill out, bro. Chill out. Yeah, those cormorants can really fuck up a small pond though. So like they'll wipe out a whole fish population. That was a yellow perch. He was medium in the size of yellow perch. We threw him back. We'll let him grow. But yeah, no, these cormorants. Hey, thanks, Pickles. They're they're a problem, and if they move in, they'll clear out a 4 or 5 acre pond. So I can't just shoot them. I mean, not legally, anyways, because they're protected for whatever reason. I don't think they're endangered. I just think they're protected. And so I'll chase them out with my drone, or I'll chase them out with, I got a little RC boat. Or sometimes, allegedly, this is just a hypothetical fictional story for YouTube. I'll light them up with the paintball gun. I will paint them a whole different color. And once I do that, they don't usually come back. But the problem doing that is you don't know which one of your neighbors is a snitch or not. So just kidding, I do. I think the snitch lives over there. I had a pet duck, Frankie. He was like the first thing I ever put on YouTube, I think. And he was a Muscovy. And somebody just dumped him off in the pond, and he just showed up one day. And I knew he was domesticated, and I said, he's not going to make it. We got coyotes, we got real predators. You can't have a domesticated duck out here. So I built him a coop. I built him a little house out of some 2x6s I had. Built him a little coop, and one of my neighbors snitched. They said, I had a coop, which I did. And somebody ratted me out, and the HOA's like, bro, we're going to charge you $45 a day for this chicken coop. I said, it's not a chicken coop, it's a duck coop. And they didn't care. And I said, fuck, Frank, man, you got to get a job, bro. I can't afford $45 a day for a pet duck. But long story short is he ended up getting eaten by some kind of predator. And then rest in peace, Frank, Tink, tink, tink. Just getting bites. They just don't want to take it. Bunch of thieves. Am I watching intently? Oh, there he is. What do we got? Oh, we got a baby bass. Baby bass on the retrieve. Bro, go get your bigger brother. But, ain't he pretty? He's slimy, that's for sure. That's kind of what we're looking for. A little largemouth bass. All right, back you go, little fella. I've been looking at feeders. because I'd really like to grow the population of the pond and fatten up my fish. But they're not cheap, you know. Man, I sound like a real cheap ass, you know. But like, I'm probably not gonna be. I guess I could open a charter service, right? Yeah, you know, if we could get a brim or like a sunfish, we could really expand. I wasn't expecting that bass, uh, but yeah, multi-species is totally fun. And I know I got at least 4 different type of fish out here in the backyard pond. So you know, I might buy a feeder, or I might just walk out here with some fish food. I just haven't gotten there yet. You know. Really need to hack down some of these bushes up on my bank. Ah, good morning, good morning. The bite's really starting to pick up. I'm getting nibbles, getting dragged. Take it, take it, you wimp. Wait, I'm in a liberal state. Should I talk more gently? Excuse me, sir. Would you mind biting onto that hook instead of just nibbling the worm? Missed it. So anything that thing can hook on is going to. One blade of grass down there. You guys ever been fishing and you're just like, what are the odds of that hooking onto it? Some of my aunties in town. 4th of July, a lot of families in town. And she is obsessed with Dungeness crab. We got a lot of Dungeness crab. And it's not overly the right time of year, but here in Washington, you can crab year round. And she's doing it wrong. She she's gonna try and it's gonna be totally unsuccessful because she's just not doing it right, you know. So the only way to get crab right now is to crawl out onto a jetty with a 14-foot pole and throw a folding trap. It folds like this. You got your bait in the middle, chicken or razor clams or whatever you got, and then you throw it out, sinks to the bottom, trap opens, crabs come in, eat your bait, and then set that hook and folds up like this, and then hopefully you get 2 or 3 crabs in there. But it's a lot of work, and I haven't done it in a while because it's a lot of work. And I don't overly love Dungeness crab. Here in October, we'll take the boat out. Limit a crab is 12 per person, and you get 4 or 5 guys. Then you can, or you take 2 or 3 kids. Each of their limits is 12 crabs. So, on a typical run, we can get 50, 60 crabs, and then you got to cook them and clean them. But I don't. I mean, they're all right. They're like sunflower seeds. Crab meat is like sunflower seeds, right? Whole lot of work, whole little reward. kind of like a crawfish, right? But sometimes I guess it can be worth it. So I might go out and do that tomorrow. Crabbing off the jetty. A lot. I run a fishing group on Facebook, and I got like a pretty big following over there. It's I'd invite you guys, but it's like a local thing. And I mean, I guess if you want to go check it out, you can. It's Long Beach Fishing and Crabbing, and just dox myself. But I don't think anybody's driving to Long Beach to come stalk me. But I mean, I got lots of postings and pictures there, and I guess you can follow me on Instagram. It's not all that exciting, but I do post, a lot of fish catches that I don't necessarily post here. Eventually, I'll link all that stuff. But I don't spend a lot of time on Instagram. I'm trying to get away from doom scrolling, where you'll just watch a reel after reel after reel for like hours. That's. I'm not saying I don't do it, because I'm just saying I'm trying to get away from it. Well, Mike and Pickles, I got stuff I got to do today. Thanks for uh, thanks for taking the time to rock with me. I might be doing something different tomorrow. Like I said, I'd like to get over to that canal again. It's pretty big. It runs for miles, so might be over there. Might just be here in the backyard pond. Either way. Uh, this has been Outdoors with Unc. Reminding you, Gus had good for your soul. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.